All right, so in this session, we're going to go over how to create a position from scratch using a template. So you can do that in one of two places. You can do that from kind of any screen using this plus button here, or you can do it from within the position and pools page. On the top right here, you can click add position. It will give us a completely blank template in which to build this out. So we'll call this a training example. We'll select the location. It is important to be specific, right? So if you're in North Charleston as opposed to Charleston, put the actual city you're in, not the kind of greater metro area. So in our case, we'll do Golden, Colorado, as opposed to Denver. All of our positions are full-time. Now, for the vast majority of our roles, these category education and experience are not necessary. If you are hiring for a role that you do require a bachelor's or master's or something along those lines, you can put that in here. Note, though, that if it's not actually required, it may scare some candidates off from applying if they don't have it. So for this example, we'll call this an entry-level position. When in doubt, go down. So if it's maybe a year or two required, I would call that an entry level or an associate. We can go through the details in the actual description. Now, for our example here, we're going to pretend this is a position paying between $18 and $20 an hour. But the position we're posting actually pays 18 plus a bonus. So the reason that sometimes you might want to adjust or factor in a little bit of a bonus or incentive into your salary or your compensation is that candidates, when they look at this on a job board, may be searching with a particular parameter. And if we put 18 to 18 hourly and they're looking for something that pays 20 or more, we're not going to show up on that search. Now, if it's a position that does offer a bonus or an incentive and it does end up averaging out at more than $20 an hour, you can put this here as long as we clearly walk the candidate through how that compensation will work in the description. For tags and other information, we're going to leave both of these blank for the time being. We don't put anything in this section. For now, we're not using the tags for positions, only for candidates. So this takes us to the description section. Again, right now, we only have Colorado templates that are built out. However, when we implement these on each site, we are adding templates for each specific site. Now, falling back to the compensation from earlier, we're going to say it's $18 an hour plus a performance bonus. That way, the candidate knows it is an actual $18 an hour, but they have the opportunity to earn more than that. For this example, I won't have you watch me type out a short pitch here about the position, but generally speaking, when we're writing something about this section, it is not supposed to just be the list of responsibilities. It's supposed to give the candidate an idea of how this fits into our business and why this position is important. They may be taking calls, they might be fixing furnaces or installing HVAC systems, but the opportunity section is not the same as the responsibility section. So once you've filled out this section, again, between 2 and 7 bullets in any section, after that, candidates are going to lose interest. And then, again, ensuring that you are updating the schedule to be reflective of whatever the schedule is for the role in the branch that you're working. If you are not positive on this, get with the hiring manager, because what we don't want to do is put something that is close, but maybe doesn't include weekends, or we mess up the schedule. We have a bunch of people apply, and the schedule we had posted is different from the one that we actually need, and we lose most of those candidates and kind of burn those bridges. So once you have filled this out, and again, you're always welcome to reach out to corporate. We can develop one of these together. move into the application form. So for any positions that we actually want to be posted on our website and on third-party websites like Indeed or ZipRecruiter, you need to make sure that this is enabled. Further down, we require a phone number and an address from every candidate. And then we do again require a resume, and we do not require or even enable work history, education, or a cover letter. So with few exceptions, the pattern of the green selected areas should look like that. And then lastly, we will say that this is a position in the contact center. So there's this, for dispatchers, customer service reps, and overnight customer service reps, we use one questionnaire, but there are a handful of other positions listed. Again, if the position that you are posting does not have a questionnaire, reach out to me at corporate. We will write one up for you and make sure it's available. So because this is a customer service position, we are going to call this good with the default pipeline. Again, we have two options, but this is the shorter of the two and the one that we're using for the vast majority of our positions. We can double check that this is sending the right templates, the right text messages or emails before we go live with it. But having reviewed these, we know that this is the right pipeline with the right triggers. So we'll go ahead and hit next. Now, at present, we are not using scorecards. There may be a time where we roll these out, but for the time being, you can leave this section blank. And we do not use the match score, so you can go ahead and skip screening and land on number 6. Now, again, anything that we have enabled and we want to be posted publicly, it is critically important that this enabled is green. If we have it disabled, it will show up on our website, but nowhere else. And 95% of our applicants are coming through Indeed and will continue to come through Indeed, ZipRecruiter, and LinkedIn. So it's really important that we make sure that is enabled. Further, on the LinkedIn recruiter section, you'll want to make sure that the public button is selected. And we will not be using any of these bottom sections. So we will move to the final step, which is adding team members. Now, for every position at your branch will have your branch lead attached to it. They're the one who are going to kind of manage the process on a day-to-day basis and send updates to the hiring manager. Hiring managers will also be included. And I know for certain positions, there might be more than one hiring manager, or the GM may want to be included as a hiring manager for visibility into that process. So as an example, I will add myself as kind of the branch lead. And then I will add Rebecca Johnson, who is our contact center manager here. And so she will receive a notification that she's been added to this position. And it will show up on her homepage and in her positions moving forward. So now if we find this training example, obviously we don't want this going live. So we'll go ahead and edit that and make sure that we have turned off or disabled the application form, as well as disabled the standard advertising. Once we've made those changes and it's saved, we'll close out. And that is how you create a brand new position within Breezy.